The next game is called Spelldrifter. It has been called Labyrinth at some point. And I'm a bit on the fence about this one. But I ultimately wanted to show it. Because it has a pretty cool concept. It's been an unsuccessful-ish Kickstarter that has then been it has been scrapped on Steam and has then been re-released exclusively on Epic, and then it has appeared on Steam again with a different name. And I didn't get an email as a Kickstarter backer. I just found out about this being available for the original Kickstarter backers by writing an email to the support of some other company. I just found out about that via Steam, and I would absolutely have expected that they send me a key and say, sorry, sorry about what happened, but here's your key for the game that you kickstarted. But that is not what happened. They did it differently. But I'm still gonna show you the game because you might just be picking it up on Steam anyway, or not. I'm not recommending that, but I wanted to show it because of its gameplay, which is ultimately why we are looking at the games in the end, and not because of their business politics. Otherwise, I couldn't stream any EA game, right? Since time immemorial, stuff and things, there's a story to this. So, we start a new campaign. The Warrior's Path. Corgan makes his way into the densely packed slum that surrounds the north gate of Starfall. The streets are mostly empty as the noontime sun beats down on the city. In these unfamiliar surroundings, he searches for a sign that he is on the path his ancestors have set for him. As a zombie? No. Zombie sting? Not a chance. The city burns. And stuff. What madness is this? Corgan versus the Warrior's Path. Listen guys, I don't want any more trouble. I just want out, says Faden. He has dressed for the weather, apparently. So has Brigand number 1. New chief says when you stay or go, and he says you stay. Big reward for the one who brings you in. First one to touch me loses a hand. Oh no! And so on. And so forth. No stuffed puppets. Ah. Maybe later. Defeat the thugs. The action feed. You have to be in melee range to attack. Drag from your hero to any green highlighted space to move there. Up here, this is not Geralt of Rivia. It's not a cheap knockoff of Geralt of Rivia at all. This is a very unique piece of art. We are very sure about that. And then you've got the minions here. And Dominic. Who's another minion. They attack for 2 and 4 in melee combat. Dominic has twice the life points the others have. And that's that. There's a cost here. And that's a cost that happens on the timeline up here. Right? So that's another time game. We can gain 1 armor. Or attack with our dull blade. To deal 3 damage? No, 4 damage even. You can either drag your weapon to your target or click the card and then click the choose between multiple. Right. And they attacked me, which is probably what I expected. I'll take care of them. Okay. Right, if you hover over a card, you see a prediction where it puts you on the timeline. And then the ticks happen. We call them ticks up here, I think. So, I took a lot of damage in that fight. It's David Bowie. Also a zombie. And we found Block. It's an enhancement. They definitely changed the game since I played it as Labyrinth. Starfall Gates. Private entrance. Okay, now let's see if we can get a bit more control about this. If I use the timeline above shows when each character will act. Each time you act, you advance along the timeline in a number of ticks equal to the action's cost. That is when you act again. Right? That's the prediction up there. So we can get armor before they act. Moving. What happened? I'm gonna move up here. Am I? Alright, I'm gonna armor up again. Oh, it's just for the turn. Aha. Now we can move forward. Knock him out. Get 2 damage. Knock him out. Click and hold on a character to get the details on them or their icon in the timeline. The boss. Okay, we get a view of their figure. Draws mighty blow. Damage is reduced. What? Damage is reduced by an amount equal to the defender's armor value. Yes. Mighty blow has knockback of 6, wind up, deal 8 damage. At the start of each of its turns, play this effect. Not really sure what that means. See their intention? I'm gonna move down here and guard. Yes. A wind up attack, but that's a melee attack, isn't it? They happen at the beginning of the character's next turn. Find a way to gain some armor. You've drawn a card. Yes.
Hell's blade be true.
Mm-hmm. It's not really well shown what happens, right? I remember this being a bit better. Anyway. Mighty blow is a ranged attack. Is that what is he gonna do that again? Why is it a ranged attack? So I can be taught about armor properly. That's why. Yeah, I should be able to kill him now. Go. Nemo is not convinced. Do I pick one of them? Not clear. Yeah. Now she's in the fight. Each hero starts a battle with 3 cards drawn from their deck. To find out more about a card, use the right mouse button to inspect it. Yeah, we don't find out more. Just see it up close. Brawler. Characters move toward the nearest enemy and attack a random enemy in range, default for Warlord bosses. Affects all targets within a number of spaces equal to its blast value. Armor 2. 6. Ranged attack. At range 5. It's a siege bot. So we would have to be over here to avoid them. At the end of a turn, if Faden played more than 1 card that turn, she draws a card. She's got 1 armor. Morgan's weapons cost 1 less tick to equip, and he gains 3 eye symbols from using them.
Gird yourself.
Fury. Warfare heroes gain Fury, equal to the total damage dealt to them, including damage blocked, and may gain it from cards, perks, and abilities. Fury is automatically spent to augment certain cards. Move up to 3 spaces. Move here, then I move down there. They've got 1 armor and 1 health, right? So how did Phaeton get up there? Yeah, we see the card draw. Oh, I'm not controlling what she does. She does her own thing. We're gonna get into melee range. Hack them for 7. Yes. Boom. I'm probably just going to do regular attack, but it's still 6 damage, right? Increase our armor a bit. And get only 3 damage from it. We don't see their armor value. 2, 3. Yeah, that's not well done. So if I attack for 7, that would be okay. That's a kill. It seems like they simplified the game, or this is just a tutorial bit and it then opens up later. But so far it's not making a very good impression, I have to admit. Like, you know, we spent more time not reading the pointless story than doing actually something in the combat. Or... I mean, the story is probably going to be a total masterpiece full of, you know, stuff and things. Equipment cards. Upgrade a character's basic abilities. Gain 1 armor and 2 counter strike till the next turn.
Unquenchable spirits, drink your fill.
That's healing. And then we get armor. It would have been smarter to stay back. But let's chop off with the head. An equipped weapon replaces your basic action. Instead of dull blade, we get trusty sword.
Spirits, drink your fill.
The Goliath. Charge. We've got 18 health. I'm gonna do guarded strike, see what they do. Shoot me across the room. So I move and guard. Then I move again. Let's get armor. They're not attacking me anyway. But they did knock me back. I have to charge back in. Then deal 7 damage. Yeah. That's the thing with old semi-failed Kickstarter games. They have been, you know, they are outdated. They are outdated. We have, by now we've got better games that do similar things, and they do them better. The base system is still okay. It's a bit of a deck builder with tactics, combat. I remember that you have multiple characters to play, but this still feels a lot like we're playing a tutorial. But we're, you know, we're on a rail here. We're not doing any. We're not doing anything yet. We're just clicking on things that we're told to click on, and we've been explained the tick mechanic up here, and that's it. Oh, such a sad story. The game originally had quite some potential. I felt like. like it had.
By Kel's blood.
Yeah, but now I've got flail.
Kel's blade be true.
Flail again.
Drink your fill.
Oh no! It's a tarp. Perhaps, maybe, also. That sound is. Guarded strike. Yeah.
Kel's blade be true.
That guitar sound. That's just. Chop. Oh, we do another chop and then we win. And it's a warfare weapon. I'm just trying to find out if this is going to end at some point and they say thanks for playing the tutorial, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. No. Oh no, plot twist. Would you look at that? So we've got the automatons here. We would have 4 armor. If I play this now, everybody acts before I do. I'll get block and then everybody attacks her instead. So, boss man. And then it's my turn. Isn't it? I do so much talking in between the very important decisions.
By Kel's blood.
Oh yeah, and equip the flail again. That was not the plan. He's a bit on a suicidal rampage here. I know she's dead. So I had limited uses to the slave blade. I didn't understand why. She made space. She made health for me. Fury of the Ages. Yeah, see that? This is as exciting as that puzzle game. Maybe even less so. Good night, Mr. Boss Man. Oh, Faden, you're not dead, but you just evaporated into fairy dust. There's the faceless spirit. It's my grandfather. Faden the Cell Sword. Also, the stuff and the things. Orgon, your fate awaits. I am the ghost of Christmas past, but in Fantasyland. Very similar story though. Lavella, the Star-Touched. Hey, those are the other characters I remember. Play again. No. You have found the gate to the next zone. Aha! Prologue. So Lavella has her own prologue. Okay. So that's a bit much text to click through with, you know, mechanic introductions. Just to explain how the characters work. I mean, it's a proper tutorial. If you look at it another way, it's a proper tutorial, but it's not. I don't think it's necessary to do that much for introducing a few mechanics like that. So instead of gaining rage, she already has devotion, and she can use it to augment some cards. And I guess Cure restores as much health as you have devotion. It's not explained. Right, so this game lacks the finishing touches that it should have gotten. Okay, so we did skip the tutorial successfully. And now we are in Northgate. And we can edit the decks of all the peeps. And now we have access to all the decks. And then you can not change anything in the beginning because you have no extra cards. But you can at least look at the cards and read their text, I guess. Five different characters, and you can pick 3 heroes. You have to choose 3 heroes to fight with. And they can level up and get better skills and so on, and you can edit their deck. So it's basically a pretty cool thing. But it lacks a lot of the polish it would need to be competitive with what we have today. Like, it's no coincidence that games like Monster Train or Slay the Spire have become so popular, because they basically offer a very similar gameplay. Maybe I should also say that it's a better gameplay, more streamlined gameplay, and they need much less fiddling around with, and they have a better user interface. The user interface of this is very clumsy, but it's certainly not a terrible game, right? This is like advanced fantasy chess or whatever with yeah, with a bit of deck building in it, but it shows its age, and it's yeah, the points where it's not really great. You can look up some rules and explanations here. But ultimately, I'd rather play other games than this. Be piercing. Wind up. Deal damage to a minion equal to its maximum health. Okay. The gang leader, who's also a gang leader minion. Takes a turn to equip this. And then we equip it with Counter Strike. Thieves Meddling. Deal 4 damage to minion or boss or 8 damage to a structure. Now we can just stab them. They get counter-attacked. A lot. The piercing. 10. And deal 10 damage to you. Gonna move up here. Heal. And stiletto them to death. Now we're gonna do the wind up thing. Blow them to bits. They get back up, of course, because that's how this game works. We collected a blob. And heal them. Step down here. Ooh, 6 damage. Boom. You're not going to take part in this battle. You're dead. And the judgment. I can invest 2 a devotion to deal 4 damage to an enemy and restore 3 health to a friendly character. It did say 3 damage, right? And if I don't want to use it, I can press escape. 4 damage for you. Uh-oh. Oh, it's bleeding. Oh, I should have moved, huh? Do I taunt a certain character? No. I'll put the counter on. And we have our healer. Deal 5 damage. The melee attack though. Alright, I see. We'll heal our friend over there. Gain an amp. Counter attack. Kill. Move over there. Okay. Stabby stabby. Go down here. Oh yeah, that was the melee attack, right? Range 4. Ah! Not enough. And heal for 2. And stiletto. Yeah. Yeah. Takes way too long to do way less than you would expect from a game like this. And I didn't mean the tutorial, right? I mean the actual combat is just long-winded and not super exciting. It will get better with different cards and so on, but yeah, it just doesn't deliver ultimately. Doesn't deliver enough. Okay, but it was cool seeing it again. I think the Kickstarter was 2015 or something. And it, like I said earlier, it had a very troubled history, this game. But yeah, we saw it. That's alright. Next!